Hello everyone, I'm Sara, your AI guide. Welcome back to a new English lesson with Safar AI, your journey to better English. I'm here to help you learn how to use how often and do to ask about frequency. Let's begin with the key points. Asking and answering about frequency with how often. Asking and answering questions with do and does. Practice examples. Summary. Asking and answering about frequency with how often. How often is used to ask about the frequency of an action. The structure is how often then, do, does then, subject, then, verb. For example, how often do you exercise? How often does she go shopping? How often do they visit their grandparents? Now, let's look at different ways to answer how often questions. Using an adverb of frequency. How often do you exercise? I rarely exercise because I'm too busy. Using a time expression. How often do you exercise? I exercise every day. Using an adverb of frequency and a time expression. How often do you exercise? I usually exercise 3 times a week. Let's practice. Repeat after me. How often does she go shopping? She never goes shopping. She goes shopping once a week. She often goes shopping after work. How often do they visit their grandparents? They rarely visit their grandparents because they live far away. They visit their grandparents every month. They usually visit their grandparents on holidays. Great work. Asking and answering questions with do and does. We can also ask about frequency using do or does in yes, no questions. The structure is do, does, then subject, then verb, then frequency expression. Do they drink milk in the morning? Yes, they do. Or, no, they don't. Does he go to school every day? Yes, he does. Or, no, he doesn't. Let's practice. Repeat after me. Do you go to the gym every day? No, I don't. Does she drink tea in the morning? Yes, she does. Do they call their parents often? Yes, they do. Great job. Practice examples. Now let's practice asking and answering these questions. How often does he eat out? He sometimes eats out twice a month. Do you go to bed early? No, I don't. I usually go to bed late. How often does your family have dinner together? My family always has dinner together on weekdays. Do your friends call you every day? Yes, my friends usually call me, but sometimes they text instead. Summary. Let's review what we learned today. Use how often to ask about frequency. How often do you go to the gym? I usually go to the gym 3 times a week. Use do or does for yes/no questions. Does she drink coffee? Yes, she usually drinks coffee before work. Thanks for watching. Keep learning with Safar AI, your journey to better English. And remember, practice makes perfect.